against all odds. And this is my conclusion. To knit up everything, to beat the press, wake up, people. How can you sack a manager, number one, when you don't have a CEO in place? You have an interim CEO and a director of football that is going out the door. What does that tell you?
Ho, ho, ho!
Welcome to Beat the Press. Basically, it's coming out today that Sir Jim Ratcliffe already have lined up a Ten Hag replacement, and Fabrizio Romano has also been reporting in the paper talk that there are a few candidates out there. We're talking about Julien Lopetegui from Wolves. We're talking about Zinedine Zidane, Dezerbi, and who else? Graham Potter, guys. Listen, at this channel, as per usual, we report on the news, but we also beat the press. Julien Lopetegui, ex-Real manager, right, Real Madrid, comes to the Premier League, goes to Wolves, and gets the sack. I mean, to replace Erik Ten Hag with Julien Lopetegui, it is replacing like ice cream for cheap candy, isn't it? But in a way, it does, like, all this paper talk. Who cares what Jarvis Cocker is saying? Every manager coming in is a dead man walking. And this is what I've been trying to educate people. Manchester United curse is like a graveyard, right? Players come here to die. I'm sorry, YouTube algorithm. Every manager that came here came to die. Where are they now? Jose Mourinho went totally, you know what I mean? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, totally broken. And now we seem to break another manager, right? And that's called Ten Hag, right? To replace him for another one that will face the same cycle. You know what I mean? So it is like, if you look at the story regarding Graham Potter, it's lined up to replace Erik Ten Hag at Manchester United. That is if we believe paper talk, and that if we believe what the Sir Jim Ratcliffe is imminent. This is there in the highlight stories, like, to say, listen, Graham Potter is reportedly being considered as a replacement for Erik Ten Hag at Manchester United by incoming investor Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who will take charge of the football operation at Old Trafford. It continues to say still imminent, right? But Graham Potter, right, he did well at Brighton, no doubt about it. But at Brighton, at least he had a proper, well-run club. Look at Brighton, what they've been doing. The ownership, the recruitment, and then he went to Chelsea. Lured in by the Death Star of Star Wars, thinking, trust the Force, Luke, come join the dark side. He joined he joined the project of the new revamped, Chelsea with the, what's his name, Todd Bowley in charge there. And Todd Bowley went in ahead and bought half a new squad, right? And kicked out Thomas Tuchel, by the way, that was flirting over the press that potentially he would like to have the job at Manchester United. Who wouldn't? It's the biggest club in the world. But then again, Graham Potter, no experience in having big pressure. At Brighton, he was having free hands, like, was jolly-go-lucky, like, integrating, playing youth players. But when he came to Chelsea, how are you supposed to do when you've been given, like, 11 new players, right, to integrate in one season and have a manager that just invested 1 billion and wants you to win? It's insanity. It's mad, right? And no wonder Poch is failing as well, right? Because this takes time to integrate these players. It takes time to integrate the new culture of the club. But I don't believe that Graham Potter would be the man for Manchester United, even if we wanted to be. We need something better. We need higher standards.
I mean, I'm just looking at it from this perspective. We've tried the elite managers. We've tried the big names. We've tried having a new manager come in. We've tried it, folks. You know what I mean? And the common denominator is players who sack a manager when they are tired with the manager's style, or they're tired with the manager's attitude, or whatever they feel like they should be better. I think the common denominator is the players. And while I might like some of the players in the squad, I cannot attach myself to their character right now, because when I look at the team's performance from game week 1 till now, I only see half the team performing like they want to be here. The other half looks like they're just on the field and they're just gonna go through the motions. Now,
I would say, like, yes, that's part of the reason. But I would say like this: if I draw a pyramid, like, you see this pyramid here, right? Okay, yeah. So at the bottom of that slab, that's the coach and the managers and the players, right?
actually, that's the
And
fans.
yeah, that's the fans. Yeah, but on that level here, if you look at organizational wise, on this level here, you have you have the fans here, and here you have Erik ten Hag and the players, right?
Hmm.
And the common denominator of this, if you circle around this, they want to win everything. They want to win every single game. Fans want to see, the team perform
Beautiful football,
beautiful football,
lots
give
of goals.
100%. Yeah, give everything on the pitch. They just want to be entertained. But the common denominator here is everything up here.
Hmm.
They don't have the same vision. You understand?
100%.
They don't. And they've been not been having that ever since Sir Alex left and David Gill, right? So it's been 11 years of mismanagement. So if you don't have the same vision, the same project, if you're not aligned with the fans and the managers, you're always going to fail. That is
100%.
true fact. The
100%.
communication has to come down all the way from the top to the dressing room and to the fans. And we know that Glazers has not been communicated. So they've been using PR, Mike Ashton's and all them, spinning you dizzy, creating that divide and conquer. Because at the end of the day, Glazers only cared about making money. Making top four was the prerequisite for them. As long as we make top four, we get extra money. But guess what? I'm actually happy that we are out of Europe. Total. I mean, I'm talking about Champions League, Europa League, because apparently we are going to lose out on 72 million pounds, mate, in TV revenue. And this is forcing the Glazers' hand. If they've been stalling, like, to selling the club a bit, this is going to hurt their pockets 100%, right? So the common denominator here is like, yeah, you can fill this gap all the time, right? You can fill this slab here all the time, but you will never reach to the top. You can, you need to tear the whole pyramid down or the whole house down, or
Exactly.
you have to start building on top. That's the
Look,
only solution.
yeah, and if you look at it, look at this, right? This is one thing United fans must always remember. When Erik ten Hag came in, he was allowed to come in with three of his coaching staff. His coaching staff was 17 people, right? He came in with three members only.
Mm,
That was his allotment. When they signed Graham Potter at Chelsea, he had a 22-man coaching squad that came with him, right?
mm,
When they signed Pochettino at Chelsea, he had a 12-man coaching squad. When they signed when Man City signed Pep Guardiola, he had 18 people. When
yep,
Liverpool signed Klopp, he had 15 people. So
yeah,
how do you expect Erik ten Hag to formulate and change the mentality of this squad when they're dealing with the same coaches that they had
yeah.
under Ollie and before?
But at
There's
the
so
same
many
time, yeah,
things.
yeah, no, no, fine. At the same time, it for me, there's always beating the press and analyzing the news and applying logic and reasoning. It's all about media creating the story for them to click and divide and conquer. Because look here. Eddie Howe, Erik ten Hag predicted to be the first casualty in the sack race. They are creating stories. They want this tension to
100%.
happen. They want
Drama.
this to happen. Drama. They want this to happen. And this is so sad because, I'm sure the Newcastle fans still love Eddie Howe, and I feel for them for falling out yesterday. They fought with blood, sweat, and tears with a depleted squad, right? And fell out. At least they tried, right? Manchester United this season has been trying, but I can't even talk. On the other hand, this guy, this Baldy, has been dealt with a lot of crap to deal on off the pitch, right? And this is kind of like too much for anyone. Like, if your job description is to be manager of a team, you appoint certain coaches, physios. And by the way, breaking news is also that Manchester United are looking to completely overhaul the medical staff, the whole medical department. We're going to cover that later as well. But I just saying that press calm down, right? Don't have to. I mean, fans are already morally depleted. Fans are reached to a boiling point. At the end of the day, everyone's going to point the manager because nobody else is communicating from the club. If you look at this pyramid, what I just did, right?
100%.
This is the divide. This is the big divide. So these two slabs here, this is the fans and the managers. And above there, there's a big vacuum, right? Big vacuum. And this is the Glazeonomics at the end of the day. And the media is feeding on this, right? Pushing pressure down to the bottom, right? Just pushing us down. And I say, wake up, people, smell the coffee. There's a reason why I say I'm Ten Hag doubt, right? I'm not out, I'm not in, because I want 100% high standards. I want him to succeed. I want the players to succeed. On the paper, the squad is worth how many millions? I think it's 975 millions. The Copenhagen squad, the qualified through, is worth 65 million pounds, right? So by paper, you should be able, these players, these lazy players, what some people say, should be able to put a yard in. And he's been trying to discipline them, right? Rush Maynard, big up. The game versus Liverpool now gets very interesting. The players now are potentially the players that are close to getting him sacked. I expect him to down tools again. Disgraceful. Well, Rushy, that's a big point. If you are a manager and you know which players are going to down tool, why are you then picking them? You know, wouldn't you just go like, you know, screw that, play the youth, play the kids that will fight for me, right? Not the lazy ones. Now, against Liverpool, of course, we don't have Bruno Fernandes. I doubt we're going to have Harry Maguire because of the groin injury, hamstring injury again, and Luke Shaw, 27th injury in his whole Manchester United career. And some people have been speculating in social they did that on purpose, not to get humiliated on Anfield. And by the way, they already sold 76,000 tickets already, fully sold.
Yeah, they open up a new stay in the stadium this week. It's the first game of that yes. New tier is going to see fans. So it's going to be some sort of record for them. And I think that basically United needs to come good. United needs to wake up, smell the coffee. The players who are there, they need to realize, look, whether we sack this manager or we don't sack this manager, we need to have pride in ourselves. We need to have some form of, you know, we can't be cowards. How could you do that to the fans? Let's step aside from sacking the manager for 1 second, like Romano said, right? The fans that support you week in, week out, in the cold, the rain.
Yes, true.
In the hail.
Yep.
And you're going to down tools in front of them?
No,
it's disgraceful, man.
Like, it's for disgraceful. Big up Rush Maynard for coming in the morning. The fans are suffering. Thank you. I want to bring something to the stage which related what we're talking. So if you can remove Rush Maynard's comment, and I will do a big full jumbotron screen here. Man United players give Sir Jim Ratcliffe 4 reasons to sack Erik ten Hag. Again, paper talk driving the agenda, mentioning players, mentioning, you know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe in him. I find it very, very disgraceful. You know, shame on you for dragging our name, our club, you know, the oldest, the most successful club in Premier League history, in Europa football as well, just for you to make money. This is what I call beat the press. You got to beat them, right? But the thing is, he realized probably at Manchester United, you have to make results very fast because fans will turn on you. Right? 100%. This is a fan base. They will turn on you. And the media will turn on you. The world stage is looking at and wants you to fail against all odds. And this is my conclusion. To knit up everything, to beat the press, wake up, people. How can you sack a manager, number one, when you don't have a CEO in place? You have an interim CEO and a director of football that is going out the door. What does that tell you? Who's going to sack the manager when there's no structure above to give the instructions? Richard Donald out of the door. We have Patrick Stewart as an interim. He's not going to make that call. We have a useless director of football that sits on his hands. That is just a Glazer simp that's sitting there appointed. Then you have Fletcher as a technical director, whatever he calls. Do you think they're going to sack him? Bella, take it away.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up by smashing that like button. Subscribe if you have not done so yet. If you want to take it to the next level, you can always show your appreciation to sponsor our channel by clicking below the video title where you will see the heart icon with the text saying Thanks. Or you could buy me a cheeky little coffee by scanning this barcode or visit this link to buy me a virtual coffee. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Remember, glory, glory, Man United, Glazers out. It is green and gold until we are announced and sold. That was all from me. I wish you a good day and a great match experience, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.